Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragagon, and those of you in New World will know me as Yadana. As you can see, I have a faction mate rolling around behind me there. So what the purpose of this video is about is to show you guys what I do for what we call the Mourningdale loser laps. Essentially, it's a series of chests that we hit once an hour in order to try and pull those epic trophy parts off of the chests in order to either make them into the trophies or to put them up for sale. So if I go ahead and I'm going to pull up a screen here. Right here I have in front of me the engineer's technique manuals, and if you guys look, this is of course on NWDB.info. If you guys take a look at this, you'll see that the engineer's technique manuals drop from these large stockpiles and large ancient chests, and it says in zone level 35 plus. So a lot of people are thinking zone level 35 plus, I know that, that's like, Weaver's Fin, that's Mourningdale, that's all that kind of stuff. Well, I read it a little differently. The way I read that zone level is that it is the zone that the chest resides in, not the overall zone that you're searching in. Now, let me explain. If we come over here, this is using newworld-map.com, and what I have done is I've gone ahead and I've come over here to the chests, and under the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, all I have selected are these supply stockpiles that are listed here, and then same thing for the ancients. We have the tier 1 ancient, tier 2 ancient, and tier 3 ancient, not the elites. Because again, if you look at this list, it's talking about the tier 1 supply stockpiles and the tier 1, tier 1 through 3 ancient chests. And that's all it has listed. If we go through all three of these, you'll see that all three of them have nothing but that listed. So what I've done is I've set up my map to essentially take a look at that. And if we take a look at the overall map, you can see there are quite a few chests that meet that criteria. So you're thinking, oh, well, it should work for, let's say, Weaver's Fin, because Weaver's Fin is a level... Oh, sorry, my brain is leaving me right now for what Weaver's Fin is, but the levels for Weaver's Fin should be just fine, so I should be able to hit all of those chests and be able to get some of these trophy drops. Well, that's not quite the case. If you come over here to areas, and we do a select all on these areas, and we zoom in, you're looking for areas that are 35 plus. I take that zone to mean within each area there is a zone level, and that level is what these chests equate to. As you can see, all of Perryville, there are no T3 chests in Perryville. So people hitting the elite chests and all the small chests here in Perryville, not going to see a single trophy drop from them. This area here that's south of Perryville, sure, you'll see some chest drop because, of course, this is a zone level 38. But you can see that all the rest of the zones here are all below level 35. That's a problem because if you're trying for chest drops, that means you can only do these chests down here and these 4 chests up here, and it looks like these 2 chests up here for Weaver's Fin. If you look at Brightwood, it's even worse because Brightwood tops out at 35, and if you notice, the group zones don't have any of the T3 chests. They have elite chests. If I go in here and I come in here and let's say I check the elite stockpile chests, maybe this one, maybe not those, but the chests that you're looking for are going to be in zone 35 or higher, so that's why I've got the stuff set up. All of Brightwood, none of these chests will be able to drop pieces. All of Weaver's Fin, you have that set down here, this set up here, and a couple that are up here in this corrupted area. When we take a look at Reekwater has a couple of chests, but it doesn't have very many of those T3 chests, and not in any kind of really good way that you can run around and grab them without running all over the entirety of the zone. And so that's why I focus all of my efforts here on Mourningdale. If we take a look at Mourningdale, we've got this 45. There's 2 chests down here in this 45, another 45. All of these zones are 35 plus for getting various chest drops. So let me pull up the picture of the route that I run. I'm sorry for the smallness of the picture. I did have it zoomed out to make sure I could grab everything out of that. But essentially right here is the town of Mourningdale, and I run out south and then head on this loop up north, grabbing all of these T3 chests. Doing this has netted me a few of the epic trophy parts and 2 stacked decks. I know a lot of people are interested in getting those stacked deck drops from these chests. I actually had one drop from, let me go to this larger map here. I had one stacked deck drop from this supply stockpile that sits in the water next to the giant statue head. And then on a different run, I had one drop from this ancient chest up in this setup up here. So I was just going to walk you guys through how I do my runs. What you will notice is that I try to kill as few of the mobs as possible. So I'm going to pause the video real quick and we'll start it back up as I'm ready for the run. I'll scroll through my inventory so you guys can get a catalog of pretty much what I'm going to get when it's done. All right, everybody. Got myself sorted. You can see my inventory. I've got 5 weapons, a pair of 596 gloves I crafted earlier in the day with my capped armor smithing, some utilities. I should go ahead and do something with this stuff real quick here. Let's go ahead and drop that, and let's see if I have room in my storage. I thought I was ready. Clearly I'm not. And then, yeah, I've got just enough room I can put that in. So there we go. And then we've got various jewels. I can't get jewels on this run. There's some refining reagents. I can't put those away, so take a snapshot of that so you can see what kind of reagents get pulled from this. Smelting doesn't matter. Woodworking doesn't matter. I don't have any of the furnishing stuff, so there's no furniture, no recipes right now. Yeah, you can see I've collected a few various recipes as I've been going through and doing things. But anyway, so that's the empty inventory. I'll go ahead and run through this run, and then we'll see what we have at the end of it. So I begin my run here at the southwest end, and I'm going to, basically my run is going to come down here to Karaka, then come down to Marsic. There's 2 chests there. Hit Subra, come up and hit Menkar, or sorry, not Menkar. Menkar has none. Come up here to Nembus and pick up the 1 chest in Nembus, up to Crux, over to this unnamed zone here, and then down to Mourning Bridge. From there, we'll make our way up to Echowhine Hollow. All right, let me put my pen back. Then up to Lesath through this little path here, then up to Sagitta. We then hop down and run basically this way to Snarltooth's Lair, come across, grab the 2 chests that are here in Propus, run over and grab Bronzethroat Burrow, come up to Pueblo Culto Nunez, where good old Padre Nunez is for people who had fun doing him at 40 plus. Haedus, which is where the 1 quest is, where you got 12 mobs to kill, and it's the 1 guy in the middle pedestal area. Then up to Vela for 2 chests, and then down here to Guerra's Curse. And so all total, there's 20 chests. And then there is right here in this, between Pueblo Nunez and Haedus, there's this little village right here. And right as we come down, there's a provisioner's chest there that has a chance to drop high-level recipes. So I usually end up hitting that on my way through the route and then back to Mourningdale. So let's kick this route off. We're going to come out that southwest gate and immediately head south. I've shown a couple people this route. I try to kill the least amount of mobs possible. Most of the time I just run away from them, especially any of the world mobs like the Mourningdale boars that are annoying and the Mourningdale lynxes that are annoying. Mainly what I'm killing are the ancients that are in the way on the way through a route like this. So the boars I find especially annoying. I do not like them. They have that attack that scoots them forward and they and then they swipe up, and yeah, it's just not a lot of fun. So anyway, hopping down the cliff, we're going to come right here to this ramp and climb the ramp up. There's usually, yeah, that guy right down there in the water. He's not he's not terribly aggressive. Usually, for the most part, you could ignore him, and even if he does aggro on you, he can't even swipe at you. Hop down before that other guy spots you, and you can come down over this way. Someone aggroed the javelin guy, so that'll make our job a little bit easier. We can just come here and grab the chest. Now, that person may actually be doing my route. Who knows? We'll see. So there we go. Now that they're retreating, we'll run right on by, make our way south out of Karaka. Yeah, that might be someone actually doing this run, but here is a nice fire spire. If that's up, I usually try and grab that. The motes are always helpful. Ignoring the wildcat, and onward we go. Coming down the hill, you'll see the entrance here. So I make my way into this entrance, hang right, and avoid these two mobs here. And then I turn around, and this guy almost always aggroes, so I just preemptively take care of him. There we go. From there, make our way up the Marsic path. There's one guy there, and then these two guys here. There we go. And then up and over. Nice. Ooh, lumberjack shoes. Not that they're great, because these are 400 gear score, but hey, you know. I like the craft or the gathering items. I always check just to see if maybe I don't have one that high. You know, it's junk loot anyway. Oh, that's fun. That one doesn't want to show me what loot there is. Anyway, the chest is here. I'm slowing down a little bit because now I'm getting interested in bags. What is it? Lumberjack pants, really? Alright. I've got like 2 purples of those, so not terribly useful. But anyway, jump down, and what we're going to do is we're going to run through over to here. So this guy's making short work of the gator. You can actually run up to the corner here of this box and not even have to aggro it. So you can run up, grab the box, and then what I'll do is I run back down this way and then around this corner to the west-northwest. Basically avoiding that defender there and this defender up here. And then we just make our way through the trees, ignoring the lynx. He'll chase you, but not for very long. And so that completed our run down to here. Now we're making our way over here to Subra. The lynx only aggroes as far as that water stone right there. So I usually grab the water stone and then continue the rest of the way through to Subra. Again, I ignore almost every mob unless it's absolutely in the way or it'll chase me up to the chest where it becomes an issue for me looting the chest as quick as possible. Up the hill, by the tree that bends and floats in the water. And then around on this little island. And then what we'll do is we'll cross the river and climb up on this. So, there we go. Up over this wall. You'll usually have to kill at least this defender. Sometimes the other guy right there will aggro. Looks like he did. We'll see if he continues to chase. And then we have this guy right here, this Reaver. I do not like the Reaver. Oof, wow, alright. Apparently it's beat on ya down a time. There we go, both of them are dead. Go ahead and heal up. Now the last mob for this area is this archer right here. Now if you've been up here before, you might think, well, there's all those mobs. How do you get around them? Hop. Nice and easy. you can ignore all of those mobs and that guy by coming to this corner here. So it makes it really quick. You don't have to worry about fighting any of those guys. And then you just come here and jump down where these weirdwood trees are. Make your way down. There we go. And there we go. So, Defender, Enforcer, just keep on going. Don't have to worry about them. This next part is the most annoying part of the run, simply because there's this Lynx here. He's not so bad. But then the entire rest of the plains, because again, Menkar doesn't have any, so you're making the run all the way up here to Nembus. And this set of plains right here has several of those boars. Those really obnoxious boars is what they are. Anyway, they, you know, again, I hate the way they chase you, and they've got that like hop forward and then the headbutt, because they can clip you even when it looks like they're not even close to you. So I'll go ahead and use my Berserk, get a little bit of haste, and try and stay ahead of these guys. Sounds like I have at least one chasing me. The Gator usually doesn't aggro. Oh, I have both of them, two of them chasing me. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, that attack right there. Through the river, and then there's one more boar who's hiding right up in here. He's annoying because he'll aggro you and chase you around the stuff and all the way up to where we're about to head. So we'll go ahead and head up there. But if that guy aggroes you, he will chase you all the way to these lights here. So, making our way up. That guy's just annoying. You can run by him. Sometimes he'll get a swipe on you like that. Those two guys aren't too much to worry about. If you hug the wall, that guy won't aggro. And you can run around the corner, and then it's just these guys here. Sometimes you can sneak through them like that right there. That makes it real nice, because now I don't have to kill any of them, and I can just run right out. And then I can avoid these two. So, making our way southeast out, and then we're going to turn and face almost north. And what I do is I head out from here, hit the road, and then follow the road up to Crux. Just makes it nice and easy. The stairs are on the south side, so just following up the road will get you right to the stairs that you want to get to. Once you learn the route, it makes it pretty simple to avoid a lot of the mobs. So you're only having to kill sometimes 2 or 3 of them, and that's it. And again, it's almost always just the ancients. I mean, if you want to kill the wolves or the lynxes or the boars, feel free. This is a pretty quick route. You can avoid that guy. This guy wanders over here and stands over here, so sometimes you can get away with not killing him. And that's the reason why I don't like killing him, is because sometimes he's one of the respawn ones that gets 75% of his life back. And I really don't want to have to fight him again. But there we go. This archer, if he's facing that way, you can just ignore him. And then this guy right here is the one who will, yeah, likely do that. He'll likely aggro on you while you're trying to get that. So, take care of him. And grab the chest. Once we've got the chest, we're going to make our way northwest. Just hop over the thing. Hop over that guy. And then we're going to follow this road. And this road leads up and around to that unnamed area. So we're going to go ahead and Berserk. Make our way up. There's some star metal that spawns there. I usually ignore the star metal. There's no reason for me to want to go get it. Again, I'm here just trying to collect only the chests that have the trophy drops. So I'm ignoring almost everything else. The stuff I don't ignore are, of course, those moat mining nodes, the spires and the crags and all of those kind of things, because yeah, it's guaranteed, and you're not gonna go wrong with making a little money selling moats or using them yourself. The other good thing is it's good for anyone who's a stone cutter, because there are several of the earth crags along this route. There's usually a guy here that you'll have to kill. Looks like someone may have killed him recently. Same thing with an archer that's up here. Now, one of the things I can tell you, come up here, and if you don't have like one of the chain things, you can kill the archer, and the reaper that stands right here won't aggro. Then what you can do is you can come up, jump, crouch, and walk up to this chest, and you can grab this chest without aggroing the archer and the reaper guy that's right here. Once that's done, you can back up, fall off the ledge, and then make your merry way over here to the middle of this bridge. So once we're at the bridge, go ahead and just hop yourself up. Hop up here on the side, and then make your way. This guy down here will aggro, regardless. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. He's not that difficult. What you'll do is you'll make your way up, down, and then up again. And there's another Reaper here that wanders back and forth, but you can come right up here to the back side of this chest and grab it without him aggroing. That guy that was running towards us usually gets right about here, and then he'll de-aggro. And you won't have to, or you'll usually finish the chest by the time he gets right up next to you, and you can just ignore him at that point. I then cut across, up onto the other side, go for another haste, and off we go. Once I'm up here, I run for this node right here. There is this lynx here that is annoying, but I can usually run up and grab the node without him even getting a swipe off on me. And then you'll make your way on the right side of this rock formation. And if you can resist the urge, hop over the star metal nodes, and we're going to make our way down here. I actually don't like climbing up this rock. You can actually like miss that ledge a couple of times, so it makes it annoying. So I actually just end up running around and up. And then what we'll do is we'll take a look and see if our other nodes are up here. If we run around this and come up, oh, yep, my radar or my navigation thing shows that they're here. I come up here and I see if these guys are up. If they're up, I mine them. Otherwise, going over to that rock formation there for the wolf cave, which we'll go to in just a sec. So there we go. Make our way, avoiding the wolves. And then normally there's a wolf right here that's sitting at the entrance. So you have to kill that wolf and then make your way in. The wolf that's in here is usually very low aggro range, so it's pretty easy to just run by him without aggroing him. Grab this supply stockpile. You're welcome to grab that one as well. I ignore it. Running back around the wolf that's usually here in the middle of this cave, back out the same entrance we came in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn and face this north-northwest and just make our way up through this gap, and then hanging a right and headed up over here to Lesath. There's a couple of wolves up here. Again, you can either work your way around them, learn how their aggro range is, or just run right past them because they're slow enough that you can outrun them. I then follow the rocks until I pop over this hill and we see this big flat area, going down to avoid the lynxes, and then we just run up here into the entrance to Lesath. And sometimes the lynx decides it wants to aggro from 5 miles away. It's all good. You can basically run by any of these mobs. It doesn't matter if they aggro or not, because what we're going to do is we're going to aim for this rock right here and hop. And then from there, face south, and we can parkour our way all the way over to the chest without worrying about being aggroed. Now, be careful. Right here beside the chest is a crack, this crack right here. If you fall into it, you'll get stuck. You can either unstuck and you'll end up back down in this other area, or you can try and do a dodge, or I mean a block hop in order to get past it. But we're going to head northwest out of this building now, and we're going to make our way around these guys. There's a, what is it, a life jewel right there you can grab if you feel so, if you feel it's necessary. Making our way down over to this chest that is right here. Now, normally there's an abomination here that you have to kill, and then you can grab this supply stockpile. This supply stockpile is one of the 2 stockpiles that gave me a stacked deck from when I was running this. So, you know, that's part of the reason I know this thing drops those trophy parts. Getting that stacked deck is pretty important. Making our way around the water and to the northeast. We then work our way up the hill and over here to Sagitta. Most of these mobs can be avoided. The one that can't is that guy. He almost always aggroes me. Even if I like run by while he's turning around, he still aggroes. So, get some good back hits in, right? And we'll come over here, beat up this enforcer. And archer at the top of the stairs, or at the halfway point. And then up here to these 2 guys. With them down, the next thing is this archer right here. If he's over here and he's not too far, you can usually get him without aggroing this guy, this regent. Unfortunately, as you can see, I did not do that successfully. So what you can do is you can wait for that archer to walk around. He paces the entire outside edge. You can crouch and follow along this wall. And if you crouch and walk, that regent is right here, and you can walk just immediately behind him and get around to this chest without aggroing him at all. Saves on a little bit of time, or at least a little bit of HP. And then you go ahead and drop right off this edge and over to the northeast. Making your way, I usually aim between those trees, and then right down here is this Soul Crag. Soul Spire? Soul Spire. I mine that up because soul motes are always useful. And then we make our way around to this cave right here. And this is Snarltooth. Now, unfortunately, you have to whoop on Snarltooth. You cannot sneak by him. He sits right here. And so you'll have to kill him. He's got 2 wolf minions with him that if you kill him, the wolf minions despawn. So go for him, knock him out, take care of him. He's done. Then what I do is I run this direction, and right there, there's another earth crag spot. Yeah, you can see it. It's just over the hill. So I usually run over here, grab this, and then make our way south over to, God, what is this one called? Propus. If you make your way right here to this middle section, you don't have to go around to either side of the wall. You can just cut through the river here and then jump up, catch that. You get to kill 1 defender here, and then 1 defender here, and then grab a Soul Spire. And then you can come up to this spot right here and jump up, completely avoiding that reaver, and grab this ancient chest. From there, we can turn around and head back the way we came. We're going to make a hop over this wall here. There's usually a guy right there. May or may not aggro on you. This is the guy I watch out for. He paces the entire fountain. This guy's not so bad, but I definitely don't like the Reaver. And then there's another guy right there you got to watch out for. Up here's an archer. You can ignore him. Up here is another sentinel. You can ignore him because we're going to jump straight up, dodge roll around, and whoop on this archer right here. With the archer down, you can hop over and follow along this wall and get around behind Ugg the Destroyer. So you don't even have to worry about Ugg the Destroyer. Same thing again, head out the way you came. You get to ignore that defender. And then you can hop over this wall and out of Propus. From here, what I do is I follow along, this wall until you can see that lamp right there, or that, whatever you want to call it, fire pillar. And cut across the river. And then rather than going to that one, I turn and face east, and I follow along this outside wall. Again, just avoiding these various ancients. No reason to kill them. Even when they aggro, they don't chase you very far. Cutting across this and aiming for right between these two trees. There's a wolf over there. There's the wolf you saw earlier. And then from those two trees, I cut across through this little gap here. And what this does is this gets us to Bronzethroat Burrow. And what I do is I just continue on over to the edge, jump, swing my camera around, and into the cave we go. There is usually a bear right here. So what I do is I come over here, I crouch at the saltpeter, walk my way around, grab this supply stockpile. There we go. Staying crouched, coming back to the saltpeter. And then what I do is I actually come over here and I go ahead and I grab this provisions crate. Sometimes it'll give you a tier 4 recipe. Sometimes it just gives you a bunch of food. From there, there's another crag, usually another earth crag right there, that I will usually end up grabbing. And then it's on our way to Padre Nunez's place. So you can climb up the rocks here in this first valley, but that's time consuming. So what I do is I run following the edge, and then I cut up through this section right here where it's guaranteed to let you up. So following along. And up the hill we go, and through the rocks. From there, we've got a gate here we can go through to get to Nunez's house. Our goal is up here in the top floor. So what we'll do is we'll come around this side, whoop on this abomination, and then head inside. Now, Padre Nunez is sometimes in here. So if you don't feel confident in beating him or whatever, you can just skip this entire house. But I do pretty well against him as long as I don't take too much damage from these guys. There we go. And then up the stairs and grab this chest. From there, what we'll do is we'll jump out this window. There's another chest right here where we land if you so want to grab it. There's a soul spire right here if you want to grab it. And then what I do is right down here, there's that provisions chest that I don't have marked on my map. But it does have a chance to drop those tier 5 foods, so that's where I go. we go. Grab this provision stockpile. And got clam chowder. Not bad. Not what I was looking for, but not bad. And then what we do is we make our way south-southwest over here to, the one part with the annoying quest, Haedus, where you gotta kill the one guy on top of the middle platform 12 times. Like, okay, only the one mob is marked for the quest. We'll just avoid this guy, this defender here, and our goal is to take out that Avenger. There we go. Avoid this guy, and avoid this guy that walks in circles around, this Reaver. I really don't like trying to fight those Reavers, so I avoid them. And if you come up the steps and just catch the corner of this chest, he doesn't aggro, or she doesn't aggro, this Carrion Star Sorceress. Until you start moving, then it aggroes. Sometimes it'll attack you, sometimes it'll try and slow you. Dodge and avoid the defender there. And then we make our way east-southeast over to Vela. I don't know about you guys, but I did not care for Vela. At the time I reached this area, I was able to kill 3 mobs before the first mob started respawning, and if you didn't keep a healthy move forward, you got overwhelmed pretty quick. So I was not a fan. But now that we're 60, we can basically ignore all the mobs, and I'll show you how we end up doing that. I avoided these mobs out here, either run or climb up the steps there, and then just run your way into the tower and on up. It'll aggro these guys. The archer will try and shoot you, so what I usually do is some kind of like zigzag, like try and get him to, yeah, like do that and miss his shots. And then make our way up and in. Only guys to worry about are those defenders right there that can do that. Make your way around. Oh, come on. I dodge rolled away from you. Avoid this one for now. Just skip it entirely. Keep making your way up the tower. And avoid these guys and that defender that jumps and swipes at you. Run up here and just climb up. And then all you need to do is duck down. Let these guys get angry, shake their head, say that they're retreating, and move on back. I stick around for just a little while longer because there's usually, one guy that comes running on up. He swings once, stands there for a bit, and then goes to retreating. If you jump down before that, he will be able to pathfind to you again, and he'll climb up and start whooping on you, and that'll usually aggro Bone Shatter here. So if you avoid that, climb up, grab the ancient chest, and then you can jump up here, jump across. Be careful, I have like vaulted myself over and down the edge. You can grab that chest if you like, but what I do is I jump up here, walk to the very edge, let yourself fall down, crouch, and then grab this chest. And he won't aggro because you're crouched and your threat is reduced. Go ahead and run around him at this point and over the south edge. There we go. Now that we're done around the south edge, we're going to run down here. There's one annoying lynx. There's one other annoying one up here on the further up on the hill. Hopefully they don't aggro. Yeah, there's the other lynx there. And then what we do is we just run along here. There's usually a ghost that paths around here, so just avoid him. Come up, grab the supply chest, and then we're going to make our way down the mountain. and back home into Mourningdale. So that is the entirety of the loop. You know, you can see there's a few mobs we have to kill, there's a few mobs we can completely avoid, and there's some mobs that are kind of hit or miss on aggro. Unfortunately, I did not get to show you a couple of the more annoying mobs that you just kind of got to wait and time out, simply because someone else had already gone through and done the run and killed them earlier. So the more people start doing this and avoid those mobs, the more often those mobs will be up. So here we are back in Mourningdale. Let's go ahead and look at what we got. Most of this loot is going to be, you know, 550, 540, 530 type gear. So it's pretty garbage gear. Same thing with the armor that you can get here. Sometimes you can get these things like lumberjack shoes, lumberjack pants. If they work to replace some of your stuff, so be it. If not, then, you know, throw it away. One cooking recipe this round. It's hit or miss with the furniture. Sometimes I get 4 recipes. Sometimes, like you see here, I get none. And then if you're really lucky, you'll pick up a trophy piece. Unfortunately, with this lap, I did not pick up a trophy piece. This is by no means easy to do. I had a streak of 20 runs that failed. Well, I call it failed because I got no trophy part. And then I got, you know, a stacked deck. So, you know, do with it what you will, but this route does hit all of the boxes that, all of the easy boxes that Mourningdale has to offer that have a chance of dropping those epic trophy pieces that let you upgrade from a minor trophy to a basic trophy. Again, the route is posted in Discord, and if you want, you can go back to the start and pause it and take a look at it, and we'll see you in a turnum. Till then.